Hey everybody,
Yep.
this is the third Flashlight Hangouts. Today I'm with Mike from Australia, from Down Under. I'm interested in hearing his story, and I'm looking forward to talking to you, Mike.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm a big fan.
Cool. So before we dive into the interesting topics, please let me know. Can you please explain who you are, what you're doing, how you got into flashlights, and how long, and maybe what's your favorite flashlight?
Yeah, of course. So I'm only just very new into the flashlight reviewing world. Probably about 6 or so months into it. It was actually my girlfriend who told me to get into it because I'm absolutely obsessed with lights, and I have been for a long, long time. And she said to me, the way you tell me about your lights, I think would be interesting for other people to hear. So she kind of pushed me into it, and I have read many reviews on lights from that you have personally written, and so I'm a big fan. It's a really it's such a pleasure to be here today talking to you, and so I'm very grateful for that. Um, I depends on how truthful you want me to be, but I don't have I have maybe perhaps a different story into how I got into flashlights. Yeah, okay, cool. So I did touch on it a little bit when I was doing a video with Darren Yeo, a person who I've become friends with, and so I grew up troubled. I should say I got myself into a lot of trouble growing up when I was younger, and I come from a wonderful family, so it's got nothing to do with my family. I just got caught up in some things. I had some mental illness issues and just went the wrong way, hung out with the wrong people, went the wrong way. And during a lot of those times, during that 15 years when I was on the wrong path, I found myself in some really dangerous situations. And I learned very quickly, only by accident, how useful having a torch or a flashlight on me can be in a situation like that. And years before I ever thought about reviewing flashlights, I have personally used a flashlight in several more times than I can remember in situations where I have used it to defend myself. And when I say defend myself, I don't mean like hurt someone or something like that. I mean use a flashlight to give me that split-second advantage so I can make a decision whilst my attacker or my intruder or my opponent is still dealing with the flash of light. And so I don't believe a flashlight is a foolproof method to protect yourself, because it's most certainly not. And in fact, it can actually anger people if you do flash them in the eyes. But if you are prepared to make a move once you use that flashlight, then most certainly it can be used to your advantage. And I promise I've used it in many different scenarios. So I changed my life about 6 or 7 years ago. I completely changed my life.
Congrats.
Full disclosure, I spent a little bit of time in prison. I spent a few years in prison, and I changed my life. I turned my life around completely, and that is not something that often happens in Australian jails. Normally in Australian jails, you go the other way and you just get worse, because prison's not a great place to try and fix yourself. But I completely changed my life, and I've been out of prison now for about 4 years, and I've maintained my love of flashlights among a lot of other things. I'm doing a lot of different separate work for trying to speak to school students about what I've been through and hopefully deter them from going down the same path. But my love of flashlights has stuck with me, and as I said, it was my girlfriend that got me into reviewing, and I'm so pleased that she pushed me into it, because I absolutely love what I do. To answer your question, my favorite flashlight, my favorite brand of flashlight is Weltool, because Weltool really speaks to why I got into flashlights, and I feel a lot safer when I have a Weltool with me. In terms of my personal favorite Weltool, it would be one of two heads and configurations. So the Welltool LH3 head, the LEP LH3. Yep. That has a very, very large hotspot and very clean, large hotspot. So very, very good for self-defense. I'm currently filming a self-defense video at the moment, and I'm using the LH3 in it, and I'm having my girlfriend shine me in the eyes, and I'm pretending to be an attacker. And it is a very large hotspot. Yeah, it is. We're having a lot of fun. And it's completely blinding. The other one of my favorite lights is the LH8 head in the cool white. So there's LH8 head in the neutral white, 5,700 Kelvin, and then 6,700 or 6,500.
Just
so
LED, correct? LED.
Yes, LED. Yep, LED. So I think the cool white is in the SFT40 or SFT70, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not sure what the neutral white is. I'm really not sure. If I can maybe get your opinion there. That's the neutral white. But
yeah, no.
Yes, yeah. Sorry. That's a single output light, 1,750 lumens, 77,000 candela. So single output, you know what you're going to get every time. And my third favorite, well, they're all top three. It would be the T2 TAC. I love that.
So all Welltools.
All Welltool, yeah, all Welltool, yeah. I have a soft spot for many lights. I have a soft spot for the Olight Marauder 2. I think it's a brilliant multi-purpose light. Great camping, fishing, hunting, whatever you're doing, the Marauder you can use. I love a lot of Fenix. I love a lot of Convoy.
So I see in the background.
Yes, plenty of Fenix there. Darren Yeo got me into Convoys. And I can appreciate Workos. I can appreciate so many brands. But for the reason I fell in love with flashlights, Welltool speaks to that a lot. And I can't go past Welltool. They are my absolute favorite lights.
It's very interesting. So you were talking about like a single mode flashlight. Like the LH3, LH8 are both single modes, or?
Correct. Yep, correct.
Yeah, so... And I've been talking with people about like single mode flashlights, people like advanced modes and whatever. I also have a, what is it called? A Melkoff Bodyguard 18650, whatever. It's also just a single mode. And it's always with me when I go out doing the beam shots here in the countryside, because I just know if I hit the switch one time, 100 times, 1,000 times, it's 1,000 lumens. I just know it works. I have that light. And that's so important for me in those situations. So I've been appreciating single mode flashlights in the past, I don't know, 5 years, doing more and more reviews. I took what was it called? The Lumitop FW3A, like the Android version. But I just thought, no, this is untrustworthy. Like whatever, I don't know what's going on next time I click 3 times accidentally or 4 times. I just want to have the safety. One click, 1,000 lumens, 2 clicks, 1,000 lumens, 100 clicks, 1,000 lumens. Just all the time is single mode. So it's
one thing. Yeah. So one thing I learned, I learned a lot is the importance of being able to momentary in a flashlight. So a single mode flashlight. I mean, take the T2 TAC for example. It does have a hidden low mode of 53 lumens, but you have to click the tail cap 4 times consecutively. And then click on the light, and then you get your 53 lumens. So I can still momentary as many times as I want, and it's not going to dim down. I have to click it 4 quick clicks and then constant on for the 53 lumen output to come on. So that still operates as a single mode output light. And in a self-defense situation, or more so in a situation when you have to navigate through darkness, to be able to momentary is very, very important. I have experimented with this with 2 brothers of mine, and we've literally been in dark rooms, and we have tried to pick each other off whilst the other person's moving with a momentary flashlight, and it's impossible. You feel like you're surrounded when you momentary. I learned this tactic from watching professionals teach on YouTube, and I thought, oh, I want to learn about that. I want to experiment with that. I want to see if they're telling the truth, and they most certainly are telling the truth. If you're in a dark room, I'll give you a hypothetical situation. If you're in your house and you hear the door and you know that your partner's not coming home because they're next to you in bed, no one should be entering your house. So what are the two reasons why most people are going to enter your house at night? Probably to steal your car keys or to steal some wallets. It's going to be a drunk or drug addict person that's having an opportunistic moment and they just think, oh, let's break into this house and steal that car or something. I know people who have never experienced anything like this think it doesn't happen. It happens every day to different people all over the world. Things like this happen. So if you wake up in a situation like that and you have a single mode flashlight next to your bed, you have, if you know how to do it, if you can control your fear, because it's a very scary thing to be involved with, but if you can control your fear, control your adrenaline, and get your single mode flashlight, when you momentary at that person, just a very quick momentary, that's it, you have completely distorted their vision. You have destroyed any night vision that they have accumulated from being in the dark for a long period of time. And then the second you momentary, you move. And there, the eyes tell the brain a story, right? So the eyes are seeing the flash over there, and then you've already moved 4 steps that way. If you flash again from there, just one little flash, and then you move again somewhere else, it gives your intruder the feeling that they are surrounded. And it is actually surprisingly easy to navigate yourself through away from an intruder, even past an intruder. If you want to get out the front door and they're standing near the front door, you can use momentary move and you will be able to get out of the front door whilst that person thinks they're surrounded. I would highly suggest people to put themselves in a dark room, get a friend, and get the friend to do it to them, and then get them to do it to the friend, and you can see how effective it is. It is absolutely effective. Yeah, it's just brilliant. I'm such a fan of it.
I've never practiced it, so maybe I should be doing that and, get the hang of it and learn something new. And probably, I don't hope to use it one day, but if I use it,
hopefully none of us have to.
No, exactly. So, but if I know how to use it, that will be great. Mike, I'm very sorry. I really need to go now. It's been an interesting conversation. We will do this one more time, at least maybe next week or the week after. We'll be setting up the recordings and everything, and then we can go from there. We have a longer period of time to talk about flashlights, and maybe we can dive a little bit deeper into this or other topics about flashlights, and we can go from there.
Anything you want. I would love to come back. As I said, I'm such a fan of yours. I've been a fan of yours for a long time. Thank you very much for having me on, and I really do hope to speak to you again soon.
Thanks.